How's it, guys? The Bass Warehouse Team Tournament Trail is set to start. Just going to run through the basics so that everyone's got a very good and clear understanding of the tournament trail itself. We kick off on the 12th of August at Albert Falls Dam. Chaps, as a rule of thumb, these tournaments will be the last Saturday of every month, except in the case of August. There is a clash of dates with the Albert Falls Classic and the cut-off for the Albert Falls Classic. So that is the reason why the first event pulls down to the 12th of August. Thereafter, you'll check out the calendar. It'll be the last Saturday of every month. So mark that down in your diary. Bass Warehouse Team Tournament Trail, last Saturday of the month. So essentially what's happening on this tournament trail is you've got two dynamics happening in this tournament trail at the same time. I'm just going to draw it out on the whiteboard just to kind of illustrate and show you guys how it works. Okay, Bass Warehouse Team Tournament Trail. And the two different dynamics as mentioned. The first dynamic is on the day. Okay, so they're one-day tournaments. They run on the Saturday from fishing times from 7 till 3 o'clock. So you've got 3 prize payouts. In terms of cash, that is going to be first, second, and third. It is a two-man team event. So first place team, second place team, third place team, and biggest fish. Okay, haven't got the best handwriting, but that is what it is. So this money is paid out in cash, although it'll be done in the form of an EFT for security reasons. So prize money payouts, first, second, and third. Those payouts are going to be very, very good, and I'll get into that aspect of it now. Your biggest fish is going to be a fantastic trophy and a 1,500 Rand gift voucher from Bass Warehouse for every single event. So that's a total of 15,000 Rand over the 10 events. There's 10 events as mentioned for the season. There are a few key elements when it comes to team tournament trails, what the competitors actually want, and that is what we are focusing on here. So it is value for money essentially. The prize money is going to be good, and your trophies are going to be good, guys. And that's where we've invested a lot of money. We've got 7 trophies per event. First place, second place, and third place. 1 for each member of that team, and biggest fish as well. So 2, 4, 6, 7 trophies. They're going to be stunning, stunning trophies. So we've made a big investment. They're busy being made as we speak. Because let's be honest, it's a competitive trail. It's hard to get out there and compete against the guys. And when you do well, you should have a wonderful, wonderful trophy that can go onto your mantelpiece, your fireplace, your shelf, wherever you're going to be putting up your trophy cabinet, if you're very successful. But you need to get that, and we have identified that, and so we have made that investment. And the other thing that's key is the prize money payouts, and I'll run through that now. The prize money payouts is very, very, very important. So chaps, in terms of the prize money payouts, it's actually quite simple how this tournament trail runs. It runs effectively as a non-profit. So we have got a budget for KeepNet that we'll pay across to KeepNet, and we have got a budget for the trophies. So those are the only expenses that come out of all the entry money, okay? There is a significant sponsorship as well to subsidize those trophies. Bass Warehouse has come to the party with that. So Bass Warehouse is paying a large portion of those trophies as well, as part of their sponsorship for the team tournament trail. So that means also that the big fish voucher of 1,500 Rand per event for the biggest fish, that is separate budget that Bass Warehouse is allocating for that as well. So that is how we retain as much revenue as possible per event to make the payouts as attractive and as big as possible. For example, if at the first event we rock up at Albert Falls and there's 30 boats, the payouts will be as follows. The numbers will sound a bit strange, guys, but that's because we haven't doctored them to round them off. We've just given you the raw numbers as they are. Okay, so first place based on 30 boats will be 10,110 Rand. That's first place. Second place will be 6,066 Rand. And then third place will be 4,044 Rand. So that'll be the prize payouts, first, second, and third. So fantastic payouts. And we're very, very excited to get this tournament trail out there, rolling, pumping. It's going to be a great vibe, great atmosphere, and looking forward to see all you guys there. Regarding that prize money, obviously the key element is the more boats, the higher the prize money, less boats, the lower the prize money. So encourage your friends and family to come through and fish the event. It's going to be beneficial for everyone, and let's work together as a community, and whatever we make of this tournament trail, that will determine, its success. So that's exactly the key point. The more entrants, the bigger the prize money. I think that's what we're all looking for at the end of the day. We know that the costs are high, costs of fuel and tackle, etc. So it's fantastic if you could come down to an event at Albert Falls, Inanda, Goedetroo, wherever your local venue is. You come down, you win that event. If you win 10 grand, that's your whole entry fee for the whole. If you want to fish all 10 events, that's your whole 10 events entry fee covered right there and then. And that's the kind of prize money that we want to be talking. So let's see, we can get 30, 35, 40 boats. We're going to be talking some big numbers there, boys. Let's have a look at the second element of the Bass Warehouse Team Tournament Trail. Okay, this section of the Team Tournament Trail is basically what I'd call the league. And that is 10 events that we'll fish. The calendar has already been published. So there's 10 events. Your top 9 scores will count to the season log. So we will be running league standings, and the winners of KZN or the KZN champions will be decided by these 9 scores through the season. So whether you're super competitive or you just want to come for the day, it's something for everyone. You don't have to be a part of a club. You don't have to be affiliated to any association. There's none of that. Anyone can come down and fish this tournament trail, and you can compete either for the day, or it runs hand in hand in terms of the league itself. So it really caters to both elements, the guys that are keen to be in a competitive environment for the 10-month campaign, or the guys that just want to maybe fish 1 or 2 events. Either way, it's up to you. One of the elements that this might differ from other tournament trails is that we don't have a final. Like I've mentioned, these 9 events will determine the season winner. Therefore, that is why we can have the payouts on this side so high. There's no money that needs to be retained for expenses that could be incurred in having a final. The way I see it is that logically, guys, if you fish the 10 events or 9 events, if you've got your 9 scores for the season and you finish first, you are first. So that's just the logic that we've applied, common sense logic that we've applied to the Bass Warehouse Team Tournament Trail, and that's it. 9 events is enough. That's your winner. And that those guys will be crowned the champions. Guys, in terms of who can enter this, anyone can enter this Bass Warehouse Team Tournament Trail. The entry fee is 800 Rand per team. Anyone can enter it as long as you meet the criteria in terms of legislation, if we can call it that. What I mean by that is if you are operating a boat that requires a skipper's license, you need to have that skipper's license. So that would be the condition there. Small craft guys are welcome to join as long as you meet the minimum requirements. Some small craft require, depending on the horsepower, would require skippers, licenses, others would not. So it just depends on what your regulation is. So because here as well, when it comes to small craft, if you haven't got a live well, it's not an issue. We operate on the KeepNet weighing system, so check out KeepNet online. There are some videos that I'll post out, because we correspond through a WhatsApp group. So I'll get to that communication now as well. You don't need a live well. You catch the fish, you video it on the KeepNet app, and you submit it through. So you don't need a live well for this tournament trail. Ideally, we don't want fish in live wells. You want to catch that fish, you want to weigh and release that fish as soon as possible. But we'll get into those elements of the KeepNet situation as well. And when you come onto the WhatsApp group, there are videos that I've done already that will show you exactly how to do that. Kick boats, guys, if anyone wants to enter on a kick boat, we will obviously accommodate and allow it. Unfortunately, we do realize though that you will be at a significant disadvantage because you can't be in 2 places at once. So if you're fishing with a kick boat as an individual, you're still going to have to pay the entry fee of 800 Rand, but because 2 of you can't fish on a kick boat together. So we've got to keep obviously the entrance fee consistent. So we don't want to turn anybody away. So if there are any kickboat guys that do want to enter, we will obviously have rules that will accommodate for that specific event. We don't need to get that into that now. If kickboat guys do enter, like I say, we'll deal with those safety measures, etc., and we'll have rules and regulations in place for that. So it is open to everybody. Chaps, also then obviously whatever your normal fishing licenses are from MCINZI or COF, all those kinds of things, those need to be in order. And when you do your entrance, When you enter the tournament, there will be those steps where you have to sort of acknowledge that you have got X, Y, and Z. So that's all on the entry form, which is all digital. It's very, very, very simple. So we don't want to turn anyone away from the tournament trail, but we do understand that small craft and from a kick boat perspective, you will be at a disadvantage when some guys are rolling 200, 250, 300 horsepower engines, but we don't want to be the guys that say, no, you can't come and fish with us. So we will certainly deal with that and accommodate anyone that wants to fish. We'll have those conversations. Regarding the communication, guys, it's very, very simple. If you're interested in this Bass Warehouse Team Tournament Trail, you just have to get hold of your local Bass Warehouse, and we will add you onto the Bass Warehouse Team Tournament Trail WhatsApp group. We'll get everybody onto that. It's already growing as we speak, and all the correspondence will happen on one channel. It'll be there. It is a closed group, so that admins, there's not a whole lot of spam going on there. It's very, to the point. It's informative. So it's not a spam group or an advertising group or anything like that. It's a Bass Warehouse Team Tournament Trail group for information. Any questions that I receive, obviously I'll put out messages on that group, links to videos, etc., to make everyone's life a lot easier. Chaps, how does the scoring work? So we operate on a Grand Prix system. First place gets 100 points. Irrespective of whatever their weight is for the day, we don't carry weight. Second place gets 99, 98, and so on. Okay, as you go down. So first place gets 100 points. Some team tournament trails, some tournaments have attendance points. There's no attendance points here. You fish, you win, you get your 100 points, and then you go on to your next event. So that could be, for example, event 1 and event 2, and those are the scores that carry across there. So after 9 events, if you're sitting at 900, it means you've won all the events. You'll be most certainly be crowned the champion. So that's how the scoring system works. It's very, very simple. How does it work on the day? Very, very simple, guys. So 5 bass limit, team tournament trail, 2 anglers per boat, and it is weight only. So you can weigh 5 bass of any size. There's no size limit, so there's no minimum requirement there. But your 5 heaviest bass weighed on keep nets in time before 3 o'clock will count, and your weight will determine if you have won that tournament, or the weight will determine your placing. So if you weigh a 7.2 kg bag and that equals a win on this side, you'll get your 100 log points, which will go into the log as well, and you'll get paid hopefully your 10 grand. Chaps, in terms of the keep net, the weighing procedures, the same keep net rules apply. For those of you that do not know, you need to get a keep net verified scale or a scale verified by keep net. I think it's a very simple process. We can do it at Bass Warehouse for you. It's not an issue. We have got the stickers and we have got the calibration weight. I'm not going to get into too much detail in this video, but for the guys that come on to the WhatsApp group and we start getting into the tournament trail, as we now focus on pre-fishing for the 12th of August, I'll give you all the information so that you know what exactly is what is required. And I have got those YouTube videos. I can send you those links as well to get you up to speed. So Bass Warehouse definitely sort you out with regards to the keep net. Calibrating your scales is a very, very important element of the tournament trail. Guys, in terms of fishing times, as mentioned, it's 7 till 3. Prize giving is aimed for 3:30. The main focus on our time schedule is that certainly in the winter time it's dark, morning and evening. Some guys are traveling all the way from Margate, Shelley Beach, Richards Bay. So we want to be sensible about it. Fishing from 7 till 3, it's a long enough time, to determine a worthy winner of the tournament trail. But we don't want guys having to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and drive in the dark for 3 hours, and the same going home. So it's really, common sense, safety first. That's the reason why we fish from 7 to 3. No manic rush on getting down to the dam at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. I just don't think it's necessary, and we've got to obviously have time to get all the boats in on the various slipways and set up the tournament structure as well. Okay, the calendar will be published as well, and as you join the WhatsApp group, we can repost it there, so you know exactly what the events are, the 10 events for the season and those respective dates. In terms of boat draws, those are all done live on Facebook as well, and that will all be explained through through the process as you join the team tournament trail group. We'll run through that, but essentially what happens, it's a live Facebook draw on a randomizer, and it's a randomizer for each event. So that is done on the Friday before, so all registrations would have to be in on the Friday midday. Boat draws done in the afternoon. So On that Friday afternoon, the boat draw is done. You've got your whole evening to sort of prep. You'll know your boat number, and you can kind of plan in your mind where you want to go, what area you want to start, etc. So it's all done in advance. I believe, a very seamless process. So I'm looking forward to it, guys. 100%. It's going to be a great tournament trail. So guys, that's the tournament trail in a nutshell. Obviously, there is a rules document that will be published. Like I say, when you come into the WhatsApp group, we will have all that information for you. The philosophy behind the Bass Warehouse Team Tournament Trail, guys, it's fun. It's a positive atmosphere. It's a positive environment. It's also a competitive environment. So if you want to come and experience tournament bass fishing, it has that element to it. If you want to come and you're fishing, let's say you live up near Albert Falls and you're a local on that venue, come down and enter the tournament and take us on and come and take our money. There's the breakdown there. You can come down for the day. It's open to anyone. And that's what it's really all about. If you want to be super competitive, you might come into it, fish the Albert Falls event, you do well, you can compete. Wow. Next thing, you start looking at the league and you start growing with it. So I think it's just the philosophy behind it is it's open to anyone. It is going to be competitive, but it's going to be positive. It is enjoyable. Those are the kind of, that's what we want to make this team tournament trail all about. And that's what we're going to focus on, is making it, like I say, fun for the family, father and son, father and daughter, mates getting out on the water for the day. That's just really where we are positioned. Chaps, for the super competitive guys, we will be making a brand new, obviously this is the launch of the Bass Warehouse Team Tournament Trail. We are making a nice big floating trophy. So for the guys that win the league, you guys will get on that floating trophy. We'll have your names on that floating trophy, and that will be your floating trophy for the full year. And you will then hand that, if you don't want it again 2 years in a row, you will hand that trophy over to the winners of the 2024-2025 season. So we're going to create a lot of history, a lot of sort of heritage, if we can call it that, as the years go by on this team tournament trail down here in KZN. The events are in KZN. If you want to make the trip down from Joburg or whatever, you're most welcome to join us. I think for the competitive guys, I think a lot of appeal to it as well as we see that floating trophy grow from year to year. How many times is your name going to be on that floating trophy? And I think that's something that's really cool as well, guys. Chaps, in terms of paying your entry fees, you can go into Bass Warehouse and do a payment there. You can swipe your card, you can pay cash, whatever you need to do. You can do that if you go into the Bass Warehouse stores. Obviously, there is the EFT option as well. So if you just pop on, fill out the entry form, complete it, it'll give you the email address, it'll give you to send the proof of payment, it'll give you the bank details as well. You just make that payment, generate a proof of payment, email that through, and your payment's done. So it's a very short process. The entry form document is probably going to take you 30 seconds late at the most, 30 seconds to a minute to complete. And once you've sent through that proof of payment, you're in, ready to roll. Chaps, in terms of entering for the season, there might be some guys that say, I want to just pay 8,000 Rand once. You can do that option. There is no sort of discount for that. We want to be a team tournament trail that is considerate of the anglers, irrespective of their personal situation. Not everyone can go and just pull out 8 grand and smack it down and say, we're in for the season. So you are welcome to do that, but there's no preferential draw or preferential treatment that you'll receive from that. We want everybody to arrive on the day to fish the day's tournaments on an even playing field. So we'll all go into the same boat draw, and we'll all draw from those numbers, irrespective of if we've paid for the full season, half the season, or whatever the number is. So everyone will have the same opportunity on the boat draws. Obviously, common sense will apply when we have small craft competing with us and kick boats entering the tournament. We know there will be safety measures around that, so we don't have any dramas, safety issues on the day. So we'll deal with all of that as it happens, as the entries come through. We will deal with that. So guys, the entry form, the digital entry form, which is how we rolled, it's a very simple document. The tournament registration is now officially open. Go on to basswarehouse.co.za, click on tournaments, and then click on enter. You'll see the tournament block there. It'll pop up. You will see on that page the Albert Falls event. Bash Warehouse Team Tournament Trail is effectively live. Follow the steps, put your entries in, submit it through. We'll make contact with you and we'll get your entries there loaded, locked and loaded and ready to go for Albert Falls. So we're open. Get your registrations in, guys. We'll see you soon. We'll see you latest 12th of August, Albert Falls Dam.